Well, good morning, everybody. It's Eric with Muscle Cars with Eric, and I've got my friend here, Alan Gross. And Alan, we have a 1965 Ford Mustang Convertible, right?
Right.
And I saw the engine. It's dressed up with a Cobra Supercharger and things. So, you know, Alan, thanks so much for being out here with me today. I really appreciate this. And also, the car is for sale. It's got big money on it, but it's for sale. So anyhow, we'll cover that in a second. But Alan, tell us about this car. How long have you had the car?
Bought the car about 15 years ago. It was a dead stock A-code motor, 225 horsepower, 4-barrel. Decided maybe I'd put it together like a Cobra model from the 60s.
Very cool.
And so we started out, the entire driveline has been rebuilt.
Really? So let's take a look at this in here. So this, I saw this in a previous video that I shot just a minute ago. So, but is that Cobra heads and Cobra intake, and then there's a supercharger there? Give us a little description of this stuff here.
I went back to bare block, the stock block, bored at 060. Kept the stock crankshaft but had it polished. Went into Eagle H-beam rods, Keith Black pistons, Lunati cam. Those are ATF twisted wedge heads, 2.02 valves in it. And then put a Cobra manifold on it, Cobra oil pan, the aluminum T oil pan. Everything is a proper open letter Cobra, so it's like the original. It's a Paxton ball drive supercharger.
That's over here. Let's take a look at this.
This is a piece here. And we changed the impeller in it to set it up for 10 pounds of boost, which doesn't sound much, but on a 289, it's considerable. Goes into pressure box. There's a 715 CFM Holley 4-barrel sitting in there, mechanical secondaries, and set up for the pressure box. Intake sets up here in this canister.
That's it right here?
Comes back through the hose into the supercharger, out of the supercharger into the pressure box. It has tri-Y headers, coated headers. The entire ignition system is Mallory. It's a magnetic breaker and Mallory coil. Everything was designed to be what you would find in the 60s and late 60s. So that's why it's not MSD, in case anybody wonders.
Right, right.
So Coney shocks, the orange shocks.
Okay, I see that right there. So, you know, people want to ask, how much horsepower is this thing putting out with the 10 pounds of pressure on the Paxton supercharger?
Well, I've not had it dynoed, but if I use the calculations that go through,
the mathematical calculations,
it's running about 365.
That's pretty good.
So
it's a lightweight car too, man.
It's light car. I mean, that's not a horrible amount of horsepower, but
right. And
it may be more than that. But
I followed you over here from your house, which is just a few blocks away, and when you got on it, she scorched tires in 3 gears, wasn't it?
She will do it. Yes.
Yeah, that was very cool, man.
It's
nice.
It's the original donor C4. Went through and put all used transmission parts in it. It is lower. We did the Shelby drop in the front. There's a 1-inch drop on the front suspension that Shelby designed originally for Mustangs. So we've done that, so it sits a little bit lower in the front.
I noticed that. Yeah, it's really cool. So now let's take a look at over here. Now this color white, this is a beautiful color, beautiful paint. Is that Wimbledon white? Is that what it is?
Wimbledon white. That's a Ford stock color. We try to keep everything stock, so when you look at it from the outside, you can't tell whether there's anything going on under the hood or not. And that just makes it fun. It
does. It's called a sleeper car, right?
So yes.
Actually. This is just super cool, man. It's excellent condition. And did you have this restored, or did you buy it like this, or what? Kind of give me the story about that.
It was repainted once, probably 10 years ago.
Okay.
Kept it the stock color. The styled steel wheels that come with the
let's take a look at these here. And they're redline tires, right?
And they're the old BF Goodrich red lines. Of course, they're a reproduction by Coker, but they're set up as double red lines.
That's cool.
And then it was, it's not a GT, but it is the pony interior. You get the running horses on the back of the seat.
Oh, okay.
It's got a full center console. Has more of the wood trim. Things as simple as having a carpet trim on the kick panel down here as part of the pony interior. It has the center glove box on the console. The air conditioning is Vintage Air, which I put on. Vintage Air does a wonderful job on making things look like they belong there. It uses the original controls. And being the pony interior, it has the fancy instrument cluster. It has a rally pack. That's the original color coordinated rally pack. and of course the wheel is a custom wheel.
You're talking about the instrument cluster, and unfortunately I was on the other side of the car when we talked about that. So this is what we have here, the instrument cluster.
Right.
This came custom with this particular
Yes,
pony interior?
That comes with the pony interior. And I put 3-point seat belts in it, so you had a shoulder harness.
Oh no, that's a nice safety feature right there.
That works.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Much better. It has a killer stereo in it. Had a combination of Alpine and Rockford Fosgate installed.
So that is that stereo, that radio right there is just an AM radio that came stock in this car.
That's the stock radio.
So where are the controls for your stereo? Are they hidden? Is it remote?
It's on Bluetooth.
Okay, very cool.
So the Bluetooth receiver is in the glove box, and there's a volume control set down on the side of the dash on one of the air conditioning vents.
So you have old school classic with modern tunes.
Right.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying is a modern tune as far as the quality of the sound is concerned. And listen to this. That shuts like a glove if you can shut a door. How about a vault? It's just like a vault. Look at this. This is just so pretty. I like the scallops here.
Those are stock for the 65 model.
Okay. Because it's a little different than the normal hockey stick you see these days. So I see we have a drop top there. So can we get that top dropped?
We certainly can.
Alrighty. All right, so we're going to drop the top, and you said off camera, so I have to catch this on camera. This is a deluxe top. I mean, explain this to me.
It's an electric top. It's not manual, so that came with a special pony system, as well as 2-speed windshield wipers.
Dang, that's pretty cool.
And a windshield washer.
Nice.
All came from the factory that way.
So let's rock and roll with this thing. I imagine you have 2 latches on the inside, right?
That it does.
All right, so now you're latching that, and then this one up here.
Yeah, just pull the latch right
on.
Here. And that should.
That's the button right there.
Yep, little lever right there.
Yep. Wow, it moves quick.
Yeah, if it's down and I get caught in the rain, I can get it back up in a hurry.
That's pretty cool. That's awesome. Living in Arizona, having a drop top is kind of like almost a requirement, isn't it?
Oh, I think so. As long as you wear a hat.
Well, true. Yeah. Although I have a little bit more hair than you do. So
that's true.
Maybe I don't need to wear a hat. Let's go back here and take a look at this from the back. This is so neat.
I put the standard pencil tip exhaust on it, like the 40 or 60s, and just decided not to do a GT. You know, everybody does a GT Mustang.
So Alan, these are pretty unique looking headrests. I've never seen them. You usually have the 2 stalks coming out of the top of the seats. Are these aftermarket headrests or something?
No, I like these because they drive people nuts. They are Ford Rotunda stock headrests that came in 64.5, 65, and early 66 only. Only time you could buy them. So they're actually a stock piece for the Mustang.
That's pretty cool, and it looks like they do a good job in raising and lowering. So you have your the headrest purpose is to protect your neck and whatnot.
Very adjustable.
That's very cool. Now off camera, you mentioned that you have the stock rear end, but you did something different with the rear end. What did you do with that?
I kept the 8-inch rear end, but we completely rebuilt it. It's got positive traction, new axles, went through all the brakes on it, springs. So, but it's still 8-inch center and cones on.
That's very cool. Now, obviously, with a car that has this kind of horsepower, supercharged rear end, it gets up and goes. So, what about the stopping power in this car?
Okay, kept the disc brakes in the front, stainless steel brake company, power disc, and then kept the drums in the back.
Okay.
So it will stop very nicely.
That's pretty cool.
And like we always say about these cars, just drive it like you stole it, bitches.
Thanks, man. See ya. Hey guys, thanks for watching that last video. I hand selected a couple videos for you to watch right now. Click here.